This is the Jug O Sip podcast.
She is a character that has always had a lot to offer the world. And it's a shame how she's being dealt with in the media.
Even the girls that are fans of her, it just sort of, they're just wearing like Daddy's Little Monster shirts on Halloween and being like, I dyed my hair like Harley's, but it's just that surface crap I was talking about, man. Like, even if you're a Harley fan and you like her character and you're participating in that atrocity, I sort of feel like it's a slap into the face to the woman that I admired and I loved.
Lindsay, you're leading into something I want to touch on.
Good.
Right
Good.
now,
I like piggybacking each other.
There is a trend in our society as of 2018, 2019, 2020, where people are fetishizing mental illness.
No, that's been going on even longer, actually. But then again, you're not on social media as much as I am. This has actually been a problem going on, I think, even back into like 2014, even sooner. And actually, you know what? Fuck it. It has gone all the way back to 2007 at least. Let me explain why. When I was in high school, and I was actually a depressed teenager, and I dressed goth, but I was actually very sad, there was that trend of seeing emo kids going around. Yeah. And, it felt like a lot of young girls either had the identity of I need to act like Paris Hilton or I need to be a My Chemical Romance fan. Yeah. And again, I was a goth kid, but I was actually genuinely cutting. I was genuinely suffering. I had eating disorders. I was being abused at home, and a lot of kids were fetishizing it. Right. Now, that already hurt enough. And they were doing it because it was attention. That was the whole goal. They wanted attention. And it wasn't that they were just fetishizing depression. They were also fetishizing psychosis. Yes. Cute but psycho things even out, the Happy Bunny stickers. Yeah. Which I loved Happy Bunny, but I wasn't so fond of that one. And I mean, even then, as I got older, it makes me even angrier. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest message. Or I put the hot and psychotic hoodies at like Hot Topic and stuff. And so this has been going on for a really long time, but let's face it, girls, if you were old enough to remember Happy Bunny, you're too old to be fucking doing this. Here's part of the reason why this is so destructive. And I think Harley Quinn has become a victim of this very thing, the character. And keep in mind, most of these fans also have daughters already. This perspective that is being perpetuated in popular media essentially is giving society a very unhealthy association with mental health. And society's association with mental health already wasn't very healthy. No. It went from being totally ignorant and rejecting of mental health. And disgustingly abusive. And as a result causing a lot more of it, to fetishizing it to a point where they're creating brand new incarnations of old disorders, because basically people are going from ignoring it and having it get worse to putting it on a pedestal and letting it get worse and watching it get worse, reveling in that. Right. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I've noticed a better trend now where people are starting to realize that's not cool. I'm starting to see more people starting to correct that behavior. Yes, the tide is turning. And if you used to do it, fine. I mean, like, I'm going to just be on the real. I've done behavior that I don't agree with now. I mean, Lindsay 10 years ago was an entirely different person. Lindsay 2 years ago was an entirely different person. So I'm not holding it against you. What I'm telling you is it's not healthy. No. And this is something I've been really getting pissed about, and I'm glad you decided to bring it up. The crazy thing about this that I see a lot of, it happens to like fuckboy and fuckgirl types. Yeah, the ones that call each other their kings and queens. Now, what's crazy about this is it became full circle. Like, when you had a fuckboy or a fuckgirl in the 90s, they see Harley Quinn and the Joker. They talk about how their relationship goals and all of this, all of that, what we previously said. What interests me is the fact that by the time we got the Suicide Squad, it became full circle, and the Joker became a sports car driving tattooed fuckboy, and Harley Quinn became a overly sexed, ambitious-less one personality fuck girl. Human crop top. She's a human crop top. It was crazy how it looped back, because for me, I didn't really make the connection, but it felt like the world did. It just looped on itself. It actually loops all the way back down to that 2007 emo kid thing again, too. It actually comes back to that. Yeah. It's the fuckboy types now, sure, but it was also those boys that would go up to you with like snake bites and try to roar at you at Hot Topic. That's not... Yeah, what the hell was that about? I don't miss that. And look... Those kids became insults, actually. And there's nothing wrong with being goth. There's nothing wrong with that. Emo and goth are different. There's nothing wrong with being emo and goth are very different, but no. If that is how... But don't be fucking annoying about anything. There's okay to be anything you want to do.
You can find the Jug O Sip podcast on YouTube and Spotify every Monday and Friday.
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow at Jug O Sip Podcast on all social media.